So when I first started Premier, basically all there was big money. And it was these lovely dollar bills, which is really great, except for we had a boot camp for this. And I failed miserably. And why I failed miserably was because it's actually quite comical for everyone else. However, I was so stressed out trying to get word for word, for verbiage, exactly the way that it was supposed to go. So, oh yeah, it was very, nightmare for me. But it works really well. So there are a couple of different ways that you can do this. And you can do big money, or you can do big money, and thank you, Anna, for her little money. So I am going to dye. I used the pink and the purple to diva dollars for the big money, little money, but I like the little bitty versus the big. So I am going to pass out the handouts for both and go over both. I personally think that whichever one of these that you choose to do, I think it works best at the very beginning of your show. I also think that the reason for that is because you can just kind of be a little bit goofy about it and make it very non-pressure and say that, all right, so if you think, this is something that you can do or whatever, if you're interested in this, just watch me for the rest of the show and you can see what I'm doing and how I do it. And what I've tied in and probably will start using now, I was using, now's the time, is later on when it comes to my other letter of D or dream job or whatever it is, I've been using this. So now take this out, which I think is going to be a whole lot better than even now is the time. So I think the two, if you keep them narrowed down, actually will go very well hand in hand together. So the one that I just passed out to you, again, this one is just the big money one, and it is the one where you use the $100 bills. You don't have to get overly fancy. They don't have to be laminated. You can use the diva dollars from the incentive store. You can use Monopoly money if you want to. I mean, it's really nothing fancy that you have to do. But you basically pick a person, two people. Well, actually, you don't even this one. You don't even have to pick two people. You just read it. Now is the time for me to show you how you can make big money in Premier. I need a volunteer. So somebody like Anna would come up and stand next to me. If you could go out and buy any car you wanted to buy right now, what would it be? Lauren, since she's texting, what car would it be?
Oh, a minivan.
A minivan. What color do you want your minivan to be?
I'm teasing. White.
White. And how much do you think that car payment is going to be each month? Okay, so in order for our volunteer to get her dream car,
Got tricked out minivan.
She decided to sell Premier Designs jewelry. She's a busy lady, and even though she's going to work part-time, she doesn't have time to work 20 to 25 hours a week at a part-time job. So she really only has about 6 nights out of the month that she can work. So the first week of the month, she has 2 jewelry shows, one on a Tuesday and one on a Thursday. On Tuesday, her show retails for $400. That's an average show for Premier. And our jewelers make half of that. That's 50% the night they do the show. So how much did you make? All right, let me hand them the $200. And on Thursday, she had another $400 show. She made half of that, so she makes $200. All right. Next week comes along, she has had time to have one show. She had that show on a Friday night, and it's a $200 show. She makes $100. All right. Good for you. She was really only away from her home for 2 hours, so that's actually pretty good money to make $50 for being away from home for 2 hours. The next week of the month, she can do 2 shows again, so she holds one on Monday. It's an average show of $400, so guess what she made? And she has another show on Thursday morning with the same stay-at-home month, and it's an average show of $400. It's $200, and I think we're running out of dollars. Either that or I've given you too much money. The third week comes along, and her kids are very active in soccer, and she doesn't have time to have a show this week, but while she's on the soccer field, the other moms show the catalogs around. They've been noticing her beautiful jewelry and have been wanting to see more. So 4 of the 5 ladies place an order, and she collects $200 in catalog sales. How much did she make? $100. That's right, $100. That's pretty cool. She made $100 while she was doing something by just going to the soccer game and doing it anyway. So the end of the month is here. She's worked 5 nights and showed the catalog once. How much money did she make, Lauren? She made $1,000. Now give the money for your car payment, and how much do you have left? So you have, she's just grossed $600 in fun money. This one to me personally is a little bit longer, again, which is why it intimidated me. So, but it's still very good verbiage. It's easy to tweak. You don't have to read it all like this. You do have to adopt it and make it your own and make it fun and make it so you don't have to just read it right from there. The other one is called Big Money Part-Time or Big Money Little Money. And I really, really, really love this. And I loved it when Ashley Shannon trained on it when Anna and Allison and Anna, Jen and I went to Haven of Hope a couple of years ago. And I was struggling with what to do for my sponsoring activity. And Ashley got up there and she did this Big Money, Little Money, and it just blew me away. I like the way that Carrie has done it just from the standpoint that the handout actually has 3 pages to it and has these 2 little checks. And if you were lucky enough to come to one training not too long ago, I actually had some laminated and printed some out. So you just use a little dry erase marker. And what I did was I wrote the name of my hostess on the one that had the big payday. And then somebody in the crowd that I knew that was either a past hostess or a really close friend of hers. So Kim Galloway is on this one, and my friend Jennifer Sperry happened to be on this one. But the gist of this is, ladies, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Premier Designs as a business opportunity. Before I do that, I want you to know that I know I know a business like this is not for everyone. I also know that everyone knows someone who could use a little extra income. Stay-at-home moms, people who are retired, people like me who actually have bills to pay off. So if what I am about to share is not for you, it's okay. But maybe someone that you know will come to mind. And this is where I throw out that even if it's not for them, I do let people know that I have a referral center as well, sort of like Allison does. And I incent the person who is being the referral for me as well, because I want them giving me the names of people that they will actually have come to mind. So we're going to start out. Anna, what's your favorite place to shop?
I'm thinking, I don't know.
Target. Just pick
Target.
Target. Okay. Target. Okay, Anna, you love Target so much you decide to get a part-time job there. You need some extra income. You only want to work 12 hours a week. So Target's going to schedule 3 4-hour shifts a week. At $10 an hour, you're going to make $120 a week or $480 a month. So Anna, here's your pay for the month. Thank you very much. All right. Miss Ashley, you love Premier Designs jewelry so much that you decide to take a part-time job as a jewelry lady. Woo! You also have about 12 hours a week to devote to your part-time job, which equals 3 home shows. Since the average home show retails for $500 and Premier pays their jewelers 50% and no quotas, you're going to earn about $250 per show, profit per show. Going to work 3 times a week for 4 hours, just like Anna, you're going to earn $750 a week and $3,000 a month. Ladies, just to let you in on a little secret, even if you just go to work 1 day a week, 1 show a week, you will earn approximately $1,000 a month. And I have them showed. Okay. Goes much faster than me trying to walk in heels. But anyway, but I do both of these at the very beginning. You can also, instead of handing out the checks that I just handed out, you can have them stand up there and you can count the whole, well, you worked 4 hours this week, that's $40, or you worked $750. I think this is a lot smoother. I think it's not so long-winded, because before it was kind of...
That's what Anna did.
I do big money.
But I do love your little money. I've just gotten so used to doing it. It does get a lot of laughs. If you've got
It does. I love
confidence
it
in mind that you're going to be there for a little bit and then all sitting there like, really? She's gonna bore me? That's great. I love it. But I found that for me, I get a little bit too chatty-catty and can't keep on task. Okay, gentlemen, hot kettle over there. Hot kettle. Yes. Is it untruth? Was that an untruth? So anyway, so for me, this is a little bit easier way to keep it on track, and just spill it out.
And it's free to start.
Yeah,
this is my last show, and they're like the same 12 hours, and 480 versus 3,000. I'm like,
Exactly. I mean, that's easy math for me to remember. You're going to get $480, or you're going to get 3,000.
Which
do the math. You're working the same amount of hours. Would you rather be doing it, making more, and doing something that's a little more fun, having some coffee or cake or whatever? I too have adopted Allison's new guest survey. If you haven't seen it, you haven't considered using it, I strongly encourage you to use it. It's wonderful. I also adopted Anne's new scavenger hunting. Tweaked it a little bit to fit the jewelry that I had in my collection, but the one thing that I found was it significantly cut down on my presentation time too, because I'm doing my modeling now through the whole thing instead of doing my game and then doing some modeling and doing more of the game. So, just a little spin on Rally, just a plug for Jen, just one little bit more time. A couple of us in the room, Allison and I, not that names would be named, have these woman crushes on a couple of ladies like Julie David and Nancy Hanrahan, and so
right now, in case
not that we want to stalk these ladies at all, so please don't tell them I'm coming. It's a really cool thing is if you do go and you do get the opportunity to meet them, it's amazing. I had the opportunity to meet Nancy Hanrahan last year. I think Allison, you met her as well. Allison didn't get to meet Julie, though I know she looked hard for her.
I'm taking a sign this year, guys. Taking a sign.
They're very encouraging, and they're very willing to talk to you as if they were right here in this room with you. So if you get an opportunity to meet them, don't run the other direction. Actually speak to them. They're really cool. Anyway, that's all I've got.
Awesome, thanks, Robin. Robin, how do you lead this into, like, you said you do this in the beginning, how does this lead into whatever is next?
So, that's a great question. So I just say we're going to play a quick little game, da-da-da-da, big money, and here we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to walk through the rest of this. We're going to play another game. We're going to play, a scavenger hunt, and then at the end, if you have any additional questions, that's great, but just watch what I do, because what I do is so easy that anybody can do this. So as I'm doing it, just make a mental note. Is this something that you think that you could do?
Okay.
And that's kind of how I tie it in.